Welcome back, everyone, to yet another episode of Minecraft Therapy. I just wanted to hop on here and record another episode because I wanted to talk more about purpose. I feel like in the last episode, I went on my whole capitalism rant, which I'm happy I have that on the internet so that all future employers can know how much I hate the system they force me to work under. But I also just wanted to think more about purpose in my life and kind of the day-to-day purpose of my life and investigate that more outside the confines of, you know, capitalism and how it sucks. Because I feel like I just want to discuss it a little bit more. So, yeah, I feel like I'm really trying to get a purpose, or I feel like a lot of days I'm really tired. Like, I don't know why. It probably has something to do with my shitty sleep schedule and me not eating right, and a bunch, like 20 other very simple, like physical bodily things that are not happening that are causing me to be tired. But I also feel like a big reason is that I don't feel super motivated all the time. I don't wake up in the morning and I'm jumping out of bed to face the day and like, wow, I'm so excited to live my life. I wouldn't say that like I hate my life or anything, or that like, I don't, there aren't things for me to do in the day, and like, I'm not like depressed where I'm like, oh, I don't want to like do anything. It just feels like I don't have that like same, I don't know, fire in my belly that pushes me to do stuff. And I feel like a reason for that is that I'm not exactly sure. I don't have like a singular thing where I wake up and I'm like, I'm really motivated to do this thing. I feel like when I was in school or had a job, I feel like those were like very obvious things to motivate me to get out of bed, right? Because it's like, if I don't go to school, then I don't know, like the fucking, the truancy officer is going to come and arrest me for skipping school. And if I don't go to like my job, then I'm going to get fired from my job. Oh, I made 2 pants. That's great. Extra pair of pants. Uh, which honestly might have been a good thing to get fired from my last job, but that's neither here nor there. Um, but yeah, I just feel like currently right now in my life, like I don't feel like super duper motivated to do stuff. Like I feel like semi motivated. Like I really, really do want to like make a bunch of videos that I've been like cooking up in my head for a while, and it's like I just feel like there are so many distractions slash lack of motivations slash like just things that are like preventing me from doing that, from being as creative all the time as I want to be. And at the same time with that, it's like I have to look at myself in the mirror and be like, well, who's really stopping me from doing that? It's really just me. Like I really just need to lock the fuck in and just like do the shit I want to do. Um like something I feel like I say a lot to myself is I am the CEO of my own life. I may have said this in a previous video, but like I feel like ultimately like the buck stops with me in my life. You know what I mean? It's like if I get distracted or I don't have enough time to do something because like I feel like I am not taking care of myself in my own life, then I really have no one to blame for that but me. Because like if I really wanted to, I could sleep earlier, change my life, change my schedule, and like just like, set boundaries, all this shit to like allow myself to do the shit I really want to do. So if I'm not doing the shit I want to do, then I really have no one to blame for that but myself. So that's that. At the same time, I feel like I stress myself out a lot over like feeling I need to be productive and like, oh, like I have only myself to blame for the failures in my life. And all that stress is also not super productive, I feel, because um like it just churns my mind so much where it's like I'm like at night I'll like try to go to sleep, but instead like my brain is going a million miles an hour about like everything I didn't accomplish that day, or like all the things I need to do tomorrow, or like all the reasons my dreams aren't going to come true and I'm a failure in life, blah blah blah, all this stuff. And it's like I need to chill on that, because there is a time for me to be the CEO of my own life, but there's also a time for me to relax and chill out and not constantly stress myself out. And I feel like that is something I've been dealing with, because I feel like I struggle a lot with like work life balance, because there's so much like stuff I want to do and create, and I feel like I don't have the time to do all the things I want to do. So then like I start trying to overcompensate and work like extra hard. But then what that really does is causes me to like sacrifice in my life department. For example, I'll overcompensate by like laying in bed for 2 hours thinking about like, how I'm going to plan my whole life out. And that just causes me to sacrifice in my life department, the sleep department. And then it ends up being that I don't get any work done and I don't get to live my life and rest. And it's like doubly bad for me. So I really wish like there's like, sometimes I tell myself like I just need to turn my brain off like for 2 seconds, let myself chill, and like giving myself that time to chill will be better for me in the long run than trying to spend that time to constantly obsess over every detail of my work life and how I'm going to like get shit done. It's just so that I can like mentally reset and prepare for life. I feel like I also have this thing where I work a lot better. I work a lot better when someone is telling me to do something I don't want to do. So like I was good at school and I was good at my last job. Both things I really didn't want to do, but things where there was like this drill sergeant, like yelling at me to do the work. And like for some reason, like I'm not a drill sergeant to myself, because I've had enough of that shit in my life. And also, I don't want to say like I'm too nice to myself, because I don't think I'm, too nice to myself. But yeah, I guess that's why I'm having this whole discussion. It's like, because I don't like when someone is like yelling at me to do something like they've been doing my whole life. For some reason, that really kicks up this like fear purpose in my life, where like this purpose of my life becomes to, please all these people so I can avoid getting yelled at and like avoid the horrible feeling that comes with that. And it's like I work really hard because I'm afraid of this like, negative consequence, and that becomes my purpose, like to avoid feeling bad. But now it's like I don't even need to feel bad, because I do what I love, and that is a real like magnificent that's a real magnificent outcome for my life that I was not sure was actually gonna come to fruition or not, and it did. So that's great. But it's like I need to find a new purpose, a new way to like motivate myself, I guess, that's not where my purpose is not like being afraid of failure or getting yelled at. So yeah, Um, Purpose. I feel like I am always like, I don't know. I just like can't chill out. Like I feel like I'm I'm looking for this purpose because I feel like it would give me a boost of energy that I desperately need. And at the same time, I feel like I can't take like any of this shit seriously because I feel like the world is falling apart and like who knows if America as a concept is going to be around in 10 years. And because of that, it's like how can I just even like take this life thing seriously when I feel like no one else. It's like you look around the world and you realize this whole life thing is really just a game. This shit's really like a game out here. Like I don't know what the fuck is going on, but like um I feel like pretty like jaded with the whole life thing and and yeah, I don't even know if there's a purpose. Like sometimes I think to myself, maybe I don't need to find a purpose in life. Maybe this whole like searching, desperately searching for a purpose thing is needlessly stressing me out because like what's the purpose of life? I don't know. Like I eat food and then one day I'm going to die and then I'll be dead literally forever. So, what's the purpose of being dead literally forever? I don't know. But um, I feel like part of me thinks that way. And maybe it is all pointless and the sun's going to explode one day. But I do want to, like, be creative and do the things I want to do in life while I'm here. So, yeah. Once again, another long rant I'm spewing before I get to the actual point. But let's talk about the things that make me feel motivated and happy in life. So I would say one of the top things that makes me motivated in life is being creative. I've said it like 20 million times. Like, and I guess like what I mean by being creative is just like doing anything where I feel like I'm making something new or expressing my true self into the void. So like, me spewing my thoughts out right now while playing Minecraft feels very creative to me because I have my own thoughts and I feel like my thoughts are my thoughts and I'm expressing them in a way that only I can express because only I have my brain and my mouth. So this feels good because it's like I'm like doing what my brain and my mouth, I'm putting my brain and my mouth to use. You know what I mean? It's like I am I am making something new, and even if no one else cares or no one else gives a fuck about what I'm saying, like I give a fuck about what I'm saying. Like when I'm editing these videos and I'm watching them back when I'm editing them, I'm like, damn, I actually you made a pretty good point there, me, So it's like it gives me some sense of comfort to know that I'm able to put my thoughts and feelings into words. And when I put my thoughts and feelings into words, it just really calms my brain in a way that doesn't happen when I'm just like, all my thoughts are in my brain and they're jumbled up. So basically this is a way for me to, audio journal. It's in the title of the show, Minecraft Therapy. But yeah, I feel like being creative is a really big, like, I don't know, it just feels like right to me. And my friend said this thing to me yesterday that really made sense to me. She said, if you're doing the thing you love, then you can put up with all the other bullshit. It's like when you're doing the thing we love, when you're doing the thing you love, then you're able to just like feel a contentness with your life, even if like 90 other aspects of your life are falling apart. If you're doing the thing you love, that can make up for like, your personal life falling apart, your financial situation falling apart, all this shit. So that's how I feel with being creative, and I'm very grateful that I have this opportunity to be creative at this point in my life. And I guess like that's why like I feel like I really don't want to go back to the corporate life, because like I just like can't, like it just feels like so like such a like terrible outcome for my life. And I'm not trying to diss anyone who has a 9 to 5, because like that is like the way we survive in our society. Reference the last video where I ranted about capitalism for like 20 minutes. But like I just and obviously I know I'm speaking from a very privileged perspective. Disclaimer. But like yeah, man, the 9 to 5 life, I don't think that's just for me, because like I really can't, like I don't want to sacrifice 40 years of my life and for like a majority of my week for 40 years, all so I can recharge for 2 seconds on the weekends and like not do anything I care about for 8 hours a day. When I was working at my last job, like I was legit, like I will wake up, do shit I did not care about for 10 hours, go home, like have 2 seconds to cook and shower, and then I have to go to sleep, and then wake up on like no sleep and like do that shit again. And that shit was like so terrible. Like that shit was making me lay awake in bed in the morning and being like, what am I doing with my life? Like literally, like what am I doing? I'm put on this earth. I have like one shot at this life, and I'm literally like spending every single day doing something I don't give a fuck about. And that was a time in my life when my purpose was basically just like to avoid like, I don't know, getting yelled at. But I feel like it was deeper than that. I felt like my purpose there was to live the life that everyone wanted for me, the one that society tells you have to do. You have to get a job so you can buy a house before you're 30, even though that's like no longer a possibility, because like that was really only possible when boomers were 25, and now like no one can buy a house until they're 40, assuming they can even pay off their student loan debt. But yeah, buy a house, work, get money, buy a house, raise a family, do this for 40 years until you retire, and then like enjoy the last 2 seconds of your life before you die, knowing that you gave your life in service of the shareholders. Wow, amazing. Yeah, man, I don't want to do that shit, bro. I don't want to do that shit. That doesn't feel like the purpose of what I'm put on God's green earth to do. So, yeah, I feel like my purpose is to be creative. Another big purpose of my life might just be to survive and endure and enjoy it. I feel like I don't give myself enough time to enjoy my life and like relax. And it's kind of like what I was saying with the work-life balance thing. Like I don't like, you would think like being quote unquote being a YouTuber is so amazing, right? And like that's how I thought it was going to be. It was like, wow, I get to just sit at home and like literally make whatever I want to make and slap it on the internet. That sounds amazing. But I feel like I've given myself so much pressure to like, you know, make this thing financially stable, because that's what everyone tells me I have to do with the thing I do for most of my day, right? It's like the thing you do, the thing you spend most of your day on, it has to make money because you got to buy the house and pay off your mortgage and raise a family so you can retire, all that shit. And I feel like I'm repeating myself. I feel like I've said this in a previous episode, but I don't care. I'm just going to say it again. And, I feel like I put so much pressure on myself to be creative all the time and like churn the ideas out of my brain and into a format for everyone to consume, make content, make content, make content, make content. It's like the constant monetization of everything, right? It comes for everything, the monetization, like, because like it always comes down to how the fuck can we make money off this shit? Because, like I said in the last one, and I'm not going to go on the rant again, but it's like the whole world, like you need to buy food. Food costs money. So it's like everything comes down to being monetized. But I feel like when shit becomes about being monetized, or how can I make this thing I love be a job, and I do think there's something to be said for being disciplined in being creative, you know what I mean? But I don't think that's exactly the same as it being a job. And I know I said in a previous video you should treat your like passion like a job or whatever. But I'm saying that there's a difference between like having a schedule, a self like life schedule and routine for yourself, and like everything, and thinking that everything you do needs to make money. And I feel like I am just trying to figure out that balance, I guess, that work-life balance, like I was saying. I did not steal a bed. Why did I not do that? That was really stupid of me. And I have no food. What am I doing in this game? Just wandering back and forth. But yeah, I feel like that work-life balance thing, I just really need to balance and figure out, and maybe it even have something to do with like me calling my creative pursuits work, because I feel like once I started calling YouTube like work, then it really started to like bog something down for me. Then it really started to feel like work, you know what I mean? When like this shit should be fun, and it is fun. It literally like is fun for me to do this shit when I allow myself to have fun doing it and don't put like all this pressure on myself. So yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is a purpose of my life. Like maybe I'd have to like reverse those, you know what I mean? Because I'm saying right now, the 1A purpose of my life has to be creative, make stuff, just push like as much shit, not shit, but push as much art into the world as I possibly can. And then like my number 2 priority is just be a chill guy and have fun. And maybe I should reverse those, because that's like what I really believe in my heart of hearts is the purpose of our lives. And maybe this ties into my last video where I was ranting about capitalism. Like I don't believe the purpose of our lives is to make money or accumulate wealth or accumulate stuff, or even like I don't even believe that the purpose of life is to make life easier and more convenient for ourselves. What do I mean by that? I feel like a reason people might argue that we have capitalism is because it all spawned from when people stopped being hunter-gatherers and they started farming and domesticating animals. And like once people started farming and shit, that allowed people to specialize in other jobs because food was taken care of and everyone didn't have to be a hunter-gatherer 24/7. And that allowed people to specialize and start doing shit like, I don't know, being construction workers or being musicians or being YouTubers. And for that, I have to be grateful, right, to the people who invented farming. Because if those people didn't invent farming, I wouldn't have the opportunity to be creative. I would have to spend all my time hunting and gathering. So that has made my life more comfortable and allows me to do what I want to do, which is be creative with more of my time. But what I'm saying is, I don't even know if that is necessarily a good thing, right? Because that, to me, is kind of what I was saying before. It's where it's like my 1A becomes the thing I specialize in, my job. And my number 2 priority becomes, farming and taking care of my life and chilling out and having a good time. You know what I mean? My number 2 priority becomes, people. I feel like people's number 1 priority in hunter-gatherer times was to hunt, gather, and when you weren't hunting and gathering, just like survive. You know what I mean? And I don't want to like over romanticize survival. I'm sure it was very hard fighting off saber-toothed tigers and getting all sorts of diseases and, all this shit. But, yeah, I feel like now I feel like maybe we've gone too far in the other direction, where the purpose of our lives has become to grind. And the number 1 purpose is we feel like we need to do something with our lives, do something, whatever that is. And that place, that the place that comes from in your heart is a very like stressful place, I feel like, because it comes from a place of feeling like you need to do this thing, or you're just like your whole life doesn't have meaning, when maybe the meaning is just to chill out and have fun. And I feel like when I allow myself to chill out and have fun and work and do my purpose from a place of I'm having fun, I'm relaxed, and it's like everything is going to be okay. That's the time when I'm able to chase that higher level purpose without feeling like my head is going to explode and like I'm going to die and everything. So yeah, I feel like maybe I have to give myself more room for my purpose in life, to be more than just like, to be more than just I'm a machine that just outputs art and creative stuff, and I output money, and I output like all this stuff. Yeah. Because that shit will wear you down, bro. That shit will wear you down. Purpose. Yeah, I feel like, there's lots of other ways you can think about purpose. I kind of listed them in the last video. Your purpose could be to serve God. It could be, biologically we have to reproduce and all this stuff. But like, I feel like all that shit is like such on like a higher level. You could tell me that my purpose in life is to serve God, or or reproduce. It's like that doesn't like move me in any certain way. No offense to God. Shout out God. But it's like cool. Like you're telling me my purpose in life is to like, I don't know, turn the other cheek and like sacrifice everything in my life for everyone else. That doesn't really like motivate. That doesn't make me want to wake up in the morning, you know what I mean? And like just so I could like suffer through the day once again. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that I feel like my purpose, it comes from a very personal level. And some people might say it comes from a selfish level. But I don't think it's selfish to like, you know, I think like the whole you have to like we have to like look out for each other and be selfless. I do believe that, but at the same time, I think there is a time and a place to be like selfish and prioritize yourself. And I think that has to do with everyone's purpose, because like on my deathbed, I am going to have no one to look at for like how I spent my life except myself. And I want to make sure that I spent it the way I wanted to, you know, and I did it the way I listened to my own like self. And even if I fail, I want to fail like doing what I thought was what I wanted to do. And once again, maybe that's arrogant. Maybe I'm shouting in the face of God, who has, you know, perfect this shit over millions of years. I don't know though. But it's like I can't like I would rather fail doing it my way than fail doing it someone else's way. Because let me tell you, you could easily fail living your life for someone else's purpose. I was doing that shit my whole life. Like, my dog's complaining because I'm like shouting too loud. But you could easily fail at a purpose that is not meant for you. I also just want to say that I feel like, you know, I don't even necessarily know that the easiest life is the purpose of life. You know what I mean? Because this whole video I've been talking about, you know, stuff that would personally, I guess like I very closely associate the purpose of life with satisfaction and feeling like, I don't know, like I'm accomplished and I feel good in life. But I don't even necessarily know that the purpose of life is to feel good. I would hope that it is. I guess I would hope that it is, but I don't know that it is, because I feel like what would be the most comfortable life for me? I think I would kill it as a housewife or a house husband, I guess. I would be so good at that shit if all I had to do every day was cook food and clean up the house. No offense to housewives. I know y'all do a lot of other shit, like pick up the kids from school and shit. But you know what I mean? Like, the easiest life for me would be if I had a super rich wife and I just got to like chill all the time. But I don't know if that would be like super fulfilling to me as a purpose. Yeah, I guess I've been saying this whole time that purpose is something that makes your soul feel content. And it's like something that makes you feel satisfied with the way you're living your life. And I guess what I'm saying is that I feel like that is different than just pure like ease of life or you know, getting what you want in life. Because I feel like even if you get what you want in life, let's like say I was like super rich and like I just got to like do whatever I wanted, go wherever I wanted, buy whatever I wanted, like just do whatever I wanted all the time. I don't even know if that would be necessarily like fulfilling to me. I'm sure there would come a point where I'd be like, well, I bought all the shit I want to buy. It's time to do something with my life. You know what I mean? I'm sure I would never get tired of like, you know, being rich and having my needs taken care of. But like, I do think at some point there's comes a time when you have to dig deeper in yourself to find that purpose and that meaning. So yeah, I guess what did we learn today, everyone? I guess what we learned today is that I feel like my purpose in life is to create. Yeah. Sorry, I can't help you to find out your own purpose in life, but maybe hearing me talk about my purpose helps you figure out your own. I feel like for most people, it's like something creative. You know what I mean? Like most people, we want to manifest ourselves into the physical world and like express ourselves. And that can come across in all sorts of ways. You know what I mean? Like mathematicians are creative doing math. I'm not saying like to be creative, you have to like be this artsy fartsy person. Yeah, you could be creative in lots of ways. But I feel like for most of us, that's the way. But also a purpose of life is to just hang out. You know what I mean? And chill out. Which I kind of was like talking about in the last video. I feel like our modern world, it wants to put a purpose on you. It wants to make your purpose in life like the societal thing that you have to contribute to. You know, something I think about a lot is like, does society work for us or do we work for society? Like, I feel like we end up like living our lives and doing so much shit because like that's what the world tells us we should be doing. Instead of it should be the other way around. You know what I mean? The world should conform to what we want to do because we are people and we are the ones in charge of society. So like if everyone wants to paint and farm all day, then we should figure out a way to make that be the system. Instead, it's like a lot of us, I feel like a lot of people have to give up on their dreams, give up on their purpose because they feel like they have to be a functioning member of society. They have to work and make money and buy food and buy a house and just like live the life that everyone tells them they have to live. But I'm here to tell you that's bullshit. Fuck that shit. I would rather I'm not afraid to die, bitches. I would rather die living the life I want to live than live that fucking bullshit life. Let's go. I'm being really crazy right now, but that's okay because it's my channel. Yeah, I think another big, like, not even purpose. Like, purpose, that's a lot to put on ourselves. I need to kill an animal. I really hate killing animals in Minecraft because I feel some type of way about it, but I'm going to die if I don't do it, so I have to do it. Yeah, like, a big thing that we just all have to do is just, like, chill out, I think, and relax and let the things we want to do come from a place of wanting to do it and love and actual enjoyment and fulfillment. And don't be like me where it's like the thing you love doing, you warp it into like all of a sudden you have to like make money with it because like, you know, the whole world is telling you, you have to make money, you have to make money. Like, fuck that noise, live your life, have fun, just always have fun doing your life. And like, it's gonna work out. Like, once again, I would rather fucking die having fun than like live some stupid bullshit like 40-year life working for some stupid corporate bullshit tech company and like I die at the end and I'm like, wow, I'm really glad I like spent 30 years making this stupid AI when I hate this when I think like this shit is stupid and like leading to the ruination of humanity as we know it. Yeah. I'm being really aggressive here. I'm not saying that I'm gonna like fucking die for this cause or something, but like you know what I'm trying to say is like you have to live your life, even if they make it seem like you're gonna like pay the ultimate price for like living the life you want to live. Fuck that noise. Live your life. Do what you want to do, and yeah. Purpose. I hope we all find our purpose. Yeah, I think the only way you can find your purpose though is by giving yourself the time to relax and enjoy life, so that purpose can come to you, and you can actually enjoy your purpose when you're doing it, and it doesn't become perverted into something else because like your purpose became like something. Your purpose became corrupted by what you thought it was quote unquote supposed to be. I don't think there's any supposed to be in purpose. This whole purpose thing might be a wild goose chase. You know what I mean? It might be. And it might be that the purpose is no purpose. But I think you can only figure out if the purpose means something to you or it doesn't if you first give yourself time to breathe. So yeah. Give yourselves time to breathe. I'm trying to do that this weekend because, like, I just know I'm not going to get any fucking shit done this weekend because it's Thanksgiving weekend. But it's like, you know what? Maybe I just got to give myself this fucking Thanksgiving weekend to relax and be with my family and enjoy life and not fucking worry about, like, oh my God, like, this is getting in the way, quote unquote, getting in the way of my purpose of creativity. Because really, like, what is that? What is that bullshit? That is me feeling like I'm not allowed to hang out with my family because the world is telling me I need to do X, Y, and Z and make X amount of money and make X, Y amount of videos and all this stuff. Why? Why? It's not, I want to hang out with my family and friends this Thanksgiving, so I'm going to do that. All right. Crazy video. Hope y'all enjoyed this one and the last one, or at least were able to think about, you know, or at least maybe it got the gears turning in your head a little bit. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Once again, I hope y'all have an amazing, wonderful, fantastic, spectacular Thanksgiving with lots of mac and cheese. All right. Stay safe, stay sane. I'll catch you next time. Peace.